Does this sound familiar? You just grabbed your backpack from the car and you're heading to the beginning of the trailhead. And off to the left, you see the sign with the map of the area that you're going to be hiking today. And you think to yourself, maybe I should take a photo of this just in case I get lost. Yeah, I know, it does sound familiar, right? We all do this, or at least we have done it in the past. And the question I have for you is, have you actually tried to use that photo to get back to your car when you're lost? It's actually really hard, if not impossible, especially if you're really truly lost in the woods and there's no actual viewpoints that you can use to figure out where you are on the map. So in this video, we're going to be using TrailSense to turn this photographic map into an actual usable navigational map. So here is TrailSense. This is the first screen that you'll see when you open it up. If you're not familiar with TrailSense, essentially it is a survivalist app that has a whole slew of amazing features that work completely offline. And the best part is this app is open source and free. You don't have to pay for anything. It's amazing. So with that said, what you'll want to focus on is the bottom left. You'll see the little satellite, it's green and it says good, and the little compass, it's green and says good. If those are not green, you'll want to click on them to get instructions on how to properly calibrate them, making sure that the trees above you are not blocking your phone. The reason why we want these to be green is because when we take that photo of the map, we're going to be dropping down GPS points onto the photo, and we want those to be as accurate as possible. That way we can navigate it and not get lost. Now, this isn't going to be perfect, but we want to try and eliminate anything that could jeopardize our accuracy. All right, so let's move into the photo to map feature. You're going to press the menu button on the bottom right and scroll down to photo maps under location. As you can see, there's already a few maps here that I've created. This was for testing purposes, but you can just ignore those for now because we're going to start from scratch. So at the bottom right, there's a little plus. If you press it, you have a bunch of different options that you can do for creating this map. If you have a photo that you already took, or maybe you have a PDF file, you can press on the file option and browse through your phone's file directory and load it in through that. Or you can press on the camera, which is what we're going to do, and take a photo of the actual map. So press this. Try and get as much of this in as possible. Now it's kind of hard because the sun's directly behind me. Map. Yeah, see, it's not a perfect map, but it's doable. So we'll hit next. And as you can see, a little one, an orange one appears. And there's, here, let me move over here. There's an orange one that appears, an input box, and on the left you'll see a satellite and a little, I guess, beacon drop. The car's gone by. Good. So at this point, you're going to want to zoom into where you currently are on the map. Luckily for us, there's a "you are here" parking area. So you're going to want to just press where you think you are, and that one will appear. So at this point, you can press the little satellite acquisition button, and it'll fill in this area with the GPS location. Or if you've already saved this area using TrailSense, there's another feature that's called beacons. You can press the little GPS beacon icon that's next to the satellite. Or if you actually have the GPS coordinates, you can click on the input box and type them in. But we're just going to press the little satellite. All right. and then press next. Now at this point, you'll have to drop a second point, a second GPS point, in order to make this accurate. Now the developer recommends dropping it at the first trail split or the first scenic outlook, something that's very noticeable on the map that you'll know that you're at when you get there. So we're going to do it at this trail split at Walters Way. So I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, so we are finally here. I'm going to zoom in as best as I can, and I'm going to press where I am on the map. So I'm going to press right here, maybe a little further back, and then press the little satellite button. It's going to get the GPS points, and we can press done. Now at this point, you can zoom, you see the full map, and you can zoom in. It'll show where we currently are and where we are facing on the map. And so this is pretty awesome. I'm going to start walking. Oh, before I do, I just want to mention that on the bottom right, you'll see the little satellite icon. This has several different modes. There's if you press it, it will lock the map in place so it can't be moved around. We can only zoom in and zoom out. If we press it again, the map will swivel in the direction that we're facing. Pretty cool. And if we press it again, it goes back to default mode where we can move the map around and see everything and zoom out and whatnot. So we're just going to do the map lock in place, and I'm going to start walking and show you guys it in action. So it should follow Walters Way. Now it's not going to be 100% accurate because I think I lost, or my GPS wasn't as accurate on the second point, but we'll see in just a second. It's doing a pretty good job so far, following the path. Now, as we're walking here, I do want to mention that this shouldn't be a map that you rely on. This should be treated as like a backup. You should always have a paper map and a compass on hand and learn how to properly use them. And you should also have a digital map in place, maybe using something like Organic Maps, which is completely free and open source and has offline mapping capabilities, or using apps like All Trails or Hiking Project, stuff like that. They all have proper digital maps. This should be treated as a backup plan. But as you can see, it's pretty accurate. It's following Walters Way dead on. Now there's a trail to the left of me that's not on the map. I'm basically in an open meadow right here. I'm going to go left and you'll get to see that it actually shows me off the trail. So you know that it's accurate. I'll zoom in a little bit. So I'm walking to the left of Walters Trail. And it's pretty spot on. Now I'm getting back on Walters Trail. At least I should be. And here I am. Now we're heading to the scenic overlook on Great Hill. So far, so good. So I think you guys get the point. This is working as intended. And you can basically use it to navigate any of these other trails on the map without worrying about getting lost. Or if you do get lost, you can open this up and see where you are on the map and try and navigate back to an actual trail. Now, the cool thing about this is, now that you've properly calibrated it using your 2 GPS points, you can save this map. I can exit out of it, and you'll have it in this photo map library. So anytime you're in that area, it will show on map, indicating that you can use that map. You're in that area. So you can just click on it and it will immediately show you where you are on the map. And that is an amazing feature. So generally speaking, any hike that I go on that has a map of some kind, I will always just take a photo of it and quickly calibrate it in TrailSense and save it for future use, or save it in case I get lost that day. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope it encourages you to go download TrailSense and check out all of the other amazing features that it offers. I truly love this app. It is always a part of my arsenal for bushwhacking and hiking. Not so much for biking, but still amazing to have. So please give me a thumbs up. Hopefully I earned your subscription. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Oh, before you go, another feature that I just noticed that I hadn't noticed before, if you long press on a current point, for example where I am, you can actually drop a beacon. And a beacon is something that I kind of briefly touched on at the very beginning. It's a saved point, so it'll save the GPS locations. You can press the elevation, fill that in, you can give it a name, you can save it into a group, you can set the color, and that will be saved into your beacons folder where you can use it to navigate to later on, or you can set it as your current point if you're there. It can be used for a whole wide range of things. Now I'm not going to save this, I'm going to exit out. And the other cool thing that you can do is, if there's a spot where you want to navigate to, for example, over here, I'm going to long press and hit navigate, and you'll see an orange line to the point that I was just holding or long pressing on. It shows you, I guess, the distance at the bottom here and the time that it's going to take, a bunch of information so you can walk towards that point, you won't get lost. And another cool thing is, since all of the features are pretty integrated with each other in this app, we can actually press on the little compass on the bottom left and go to the navigation window, and you'll see the little orange arrow is the direction of where that point is. So as long as we tilt our phone in that direction, we can follow it to that navigation point. So this is pretty amazing. It's something that I never noticed before. Again, there's just so many configurations and settings to dive into. If you're into this type of stuff, I highly recommend reading the user manual and learning as much as you can about the features that you plan to use out in the hiking trails or the bushwhacking that you're going to be doing. So I'm out. See you guys in the next video.